If I had idle transfiguration for one day, the only thing I'd do for the entire day was turn into you, so I would know what it feels like to be truly beautiful. Because sometimes being a light-eyed, 6'4", chiseled demigod of a human being gets old. It doesn't. But ego that would put even Kanye West to shame aside, this video is about Mahito, the curse who you and I, have created. Because if there's anything that unifies us on this channel, it is the fact that we are haters. Because hating is fun. Within reason, of course, because you don't want to hate on the wrong people. But let's get into it. Mahito. Who is Mahito? He is perhaps the best villain in JJK. And I've thought about this more, and no, it is not perhaps that he is the best villain in JJK. He is certainly the best villain in JJK. He died at the right time, and there was not much more to offer. I'm going to be talking about him as the best villain in JJK throughout this presentation, so this is just a preface, but you will hear me repeat this a lot, and we're going to talk about it. Move over, Sukuna. Now, he also suffers from what I call Ditto Syndrome. And if you don't know what that is, you do, you horn dog, you. It means that Mahito can turn into, how should we say? Anything. Anything your heart desires. Anything his heart desires. Now, he is actually legitimately evil and done well. Because he is a curse, Mahito's entire goal and premise can be, I fucking like killing people, it's fun, I get enjoyment out of it, without it being cringe or overdone. While Yuji doesn't need a huge motivation to be a cog in the machine to save people, Mahito doesn't need a huge motivation to be killing people. That's just what he likes to do. He likes to make people suffer. I will say Sukuna is another example of evil done well, but Mahito, there's some oomph about him that makes him way more hateable. Now, while Mahito's done a lot of great things, I must say, his final form was kind of whack. Why is this, like, peak idle transfiguration? Dude, you don't even have eyes. I get that he's really strong and that he can tank hits in this body, but the ability to shapeshift your body seems so much more appealing than the ability to tank hits from Yuji. Because I feel like if he were fighting Yuta or something, he'd still get fucking pulverized. Now, JJK fans, we know this word. Potential. He has actually, in my opinion, the most potential in Jujutsu Kaisen that we've seen out of anyone. And we're going to talk about this in a future slide, but put a pin in it for now. And of course, Mahito, he gave us the best fight in Season 2. Yes, it wasn't the best choreographed. I will say that goes to either Sukuna vs. Jogo or Sukuna vs. Mahoraga, especially after the Blu-ray adaptation. However, the climax, the anticipation, the atmosphere of the fight between Yuji and Mahito. So, Mahito, what has he done? We must say. First of all, he gave Junpei a much needed glow up. The man looked like this. The man needs a haircut just like I need a haircut. Very importantly, Nobara fans, he taught Nobara why long-range fighters fight at long range. She should never have followed him into the subway. She should never have gotten close to him. She didn't even know if her soul attacks would work on him. Why did you follow him, Nobara? You, low-key, I hate to say this, deserved to die. Not really, but dude, that is natural selection at the highest level. I don't know what to say. Now, he also saved Mekamaru from a life with Miwa. Obviously, we know that Mekamaru was in love with her, and if he had survived the bout with Mahito, he probably would have ran into her arms. However, as we know, Miwa is useless. I'm sorry, Mekamaru. It's good that you're... So far, you might be thinking, wow, Mahito's done a whole lot of good things for the cast of JJK. Yes. It's true. Imagine if these characters still existed. Now, he's also shown us that he really likes animal bodies. I never really got this. He's turned into like a gorilla. He's turned into a mouse. Yeah, he's got wings here. Is that really the best you can do? I mean, you can turn into literal weapons, dude. Why do these feathers not have like missiles or blades, at the very least? Although the more you read JJK, the more you've come to realize the characters aren't super geniuses outside of Gojo Satoru. Now, he also faced off with Sukuna when he uses domain expansion or touches Yuji's soul in any way. That's pretty hard. Any character that can say he's faced off with Sukuna, relatively impressive. Now I've always appreciated characters that do this, but he also gave Yuji a lot of development. Yes, not like Nanami, not like Kusakabe, not like Gojo. He gave it to Yuji from the bad side. And Yuji's ambitions and goals were so centered around taking Mahito down that when he finally did, oh my god, the fans rejoiced. And reason being is because Mahito made us hate him. Very well done. I mean, look how menacing and like uncanny, kind of off-putting Mahito looks drawn here. I know you probably like Mahito as a character, definitely an S-tier character within the JJK universe, but man, hateable, hateable, hateable. Now there's one thing that I haven't yet mentioned, but some of you might be looking for. Mahito has also done this. All I'm saying is that if Hikari, the Fanboy Enthusiast, was here to see this, he'd be pretty down. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about Mahito's personality and what he's made us believe about him, but how strong is he exactly? Because we hear these phrases very often, the boundless potential, he keeps growing, etc. Yes, this is all true. Remember, he started off as like an infant, as a child, as a cursed spirit, and still a disaster curse that ended up, in my opinion, being the strongest out of all of them. While yes, Jogo does have incredible destructive feats, Mahito literally one-shots any character that is not aware of the soul or is like intangible or some sort of hacks bullshit. All that to say, we see him grow incredibly quickly while he's alive. I mean, remember the difference between him fighting Nanami for the first time and him fighting everyone in fucking Shibuya that he did fight up until the last Black Flash against Yuji. However, this is very often overlooked. This is from the Naoya battle, I think, in the manga. We see that he would have been fucking nasty. Let's read these panels. It ignores the hardness of everything and cuts the soul directly, but in order to use it at its full potential, the wielder must have a pair of eyes that can see the souls of inanimate objects. Why is that important? The wielder must have a pair of eyes that can see the souls of inanimate objects. I mean, guys, think about how fucking ridiculous Mahito could have been had he learned to manipulate the soul of inanimate objects. I mean, he could have been, like Mechamaru, a long-range fighter, just let like inanimate objects go, put his soul into like a table. Who fucking knows? The options are truly limitless. I mean, I'm stuttering. I don't even know what to say. It's a good thing Gege didn't make him this strong, because I don't know what he would have done. I don't know how he could have even been defeated by anyone. Like, you'd have to fucking nuke the planet or some shit. Anyway, Final Form Mahito, although I'm not huge on the design, tanks Yuji's hits easily. So even in a close range fight, he's incredibly powerful, while also having a one-shot. As it stands, however, because he never did reach his full potential, he's probably not even top 10, but had he could potentially rival even Gojo or Sukuna. And I've said this in the Q&A as well, I think Idle Transfiguration is probably the single most interesting curse technique in the show. Very well done, cool idea. Now there's one more thing that I want to talk about, and I call it the Kenjaku Maximum Uzumaki debacle, because how the fuck did Yuji's fight with Mahito enhance Maximum Uzumaki? In fact, how did it enhance Idle Transfiguration at all, or are we being lied to and Mahito is a fraud? Because Kenjaku himself says he needed Mahito to fight Yuji to bring out some hidden potential in Mahito, but why did that enhance Maximum Uzumaki? If the fight didn't happen, what was Kenjaku's plan? Like, could he have not used Idle Transfiguration remotely, or what would have happened? I mean, if Mahito reached his true full potential, are you telling me that Kenjaku could have gotten the inanimate soul ability? Like, this is just never explained in my opinion. If you guys have any ideas about it, please leave them in the comments below, but I don't really see what bringing out Mahito's potential actually did for Maxu Uzumaki. Regardless though, Mahito, in conclusion, he is the best antagonist in JJK, and he is the perfect Yuji foil. He has made us hate him, well done. Although, duality of man is a real thing. While he is the best antagonist in JJK, he also has fanboy abilities that Hikari would thoroughly enjoy. And I mean, Mahito, what can I say? you're a man of the people, you know, best of both worlds when it comes to you. Of course, there was an extremely satisfying ending to his arc. This is how a character should be written. Kill them off when it's time to be killed off and never bring them back into the story. This is why Mahito, in the end, is such a good villain. Of course, we give him his flowers. He taught a lot of characters. He saved Mechamaru from his fate with Miwa. He taught Nobara. He taught Nanami how to get to Malaysia. A whole lot of things. Of course, because of the Maxu Uzumaki debacle, he's potentially a fraud. Did he even reach his max potential? Because if we needed Mahito to reach his max potential in order to use Maximum Uzumaki with Idle Transfiguration remotely, then obviously he's a fraud, but there's so much talk about potential, blah, blah, blah. You get it. What's up with this? Gege, explain to me. And finally, and extremely importantly, he's stellar. Stand proud, Gege. You wrote well. Guys, consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed. We're on our way to becoming the biggest YouTube channel and creating YouTube 2. If you want to see YouTube 2.0, sub to the channel. Of course, Mahito enjoyers in the comments, let me know what you like about Mahito, and Mahito haters, let me know what you hate about Mahito. But you gotta admit, you gotta like him. You gotta like him. Leave in the comments down below if you have any other suggestions for future videos. This was a fun one to make, to be honest. Mahito's a great character. Stay tuned for more content. We're gonna do JJK, we're gonna do other anime, we're gonna do variety content. I just like hanging out with you guys, you sexy animals, you sexy beasts. Until next time, Gojo, Luca, fucking out. I love you.